Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 360 NoScope podcast. Coming at you with a special mailbag episode. It is the All-Star break, and in doing so, all of our players, or my players, are also taking a bit of a break. So we thought we'd have an All-Star episode um, to show you what the fans have been asking. I did ask sort of the fans to sort of submit their mail, and here we are. I really hope I don't get sued for that, but if I do, it'll achieve one of my goals of this podcast to get Josh Lloyd to notice me. I also hope I don't get copywritten on my jingle because I found it on YouTube and I'm worried I will get copyright stricken. If I do, please beam at Jash or something. I don't know. Is it? My beam's not working. Hang on. At Josh Southern, one word, for some money because I won't get any money on this video if it gets copywritten. So, all right. With that, I'm going to play the jingle and hope for the best.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. The mail's here. Here's the mail that never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want a whale. Mail!
It's like, yes.
Yeah, so that's the mail jingle. Let's get started. All right. Question one. It's Cole. Long-time listener, first-time commenter. Nice to see you. Would you rather build your franchise around Noel or Marcus Smart? I think I'd rather build my team around Noel, just because I'd rather not have a franchise if I had Marcus Smart as my main man. If I was forced at gunpoint, Marcus Smart would have to be on the roster. I'd probably just put I just put LeBron on, so then LeBron can post up Marcus on purpose. I'd pay him extra just to do it. But yeah, Noel would be the guy for me. Next question is from Tom. Jash, do you follow any NBA team? Who and why? Good question, Tom. I follow the Minnesota Timberwolves. I moved off them from Miami, and I used to follow Miami because it was the team you played on NBA, 2K12 or something like that. I don't know how long ago I was playing NBA 2K. And Miami was cool. And then Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero is great and all, but moved to the Wolves. Big fan of Anthony Edwards. D'Lo's doing his thing, and so is Big Vanderbilt. So I'm a Wolves man as of sort of this year. Thank you for your question. Call again. Larry Bird, Sue Bird. I'm Sue Bird. I like Sue Bird. She's 1.76 meters high, I think. I think she plays for, I can't remember that, Seattle, I think it is. Big fan of her. I always like sort of her threes. Moving on now. This one's a small one. Sorry, this is the processing error. So this is Jacob. G'day, champion. Love the podcast and all the wisdom you bless with me day in and day out. Just wanted to hear your thoughts on what role Caruso plays upon his return. Also, what is his best attribute? Cheers, keep it coming. My wife loves you. Thanks, David. I love your wife as well. And she knows that. Caruso, I think he's going to come back and he's going to feed his teammates the way he was before. I used to hate Caruso, did not stand him, and then he moved to the Bulls, kind of carved his own, sort of spot, just kind of play make, and I reckon he'll come back to that. I reckon he'll take his minutes back and he'll just sort of feed Lonzo when Lonzo's back too. So yeah, times have changed, and I'm a big fan of Caruso. I did have him in my league until someone sniped him off the roster. But we're going to hope that team crashes and burns. So thanks for the question, and shout out to your wife. Next question from Tom. Hi Josh, another one from the mailbag. Do you watch any movies? I know you're so busy with hoops, you probably don't have time. But if yes, what is your favorite? My favorite movie is The Matrix. The original trilogy, including the fourth one. Massive fan of all of them. All sorts of. I could make my own podcast just on The Matrix if I wanted to. I'm also a big fan of the Annihilation movie, and I watch a lot of them a lot of the times. So yeah, hit me up if you ever want to watch The Matrix with me, because I'd be more than happy to. Another one from Carl. Is Smart holding 30 team leads? No, he's not. It's just on an anonymous post. Hey Jash, your podcast is really insightful and engaging. Why don't you have a sponsor yet? And secondly, how did you get so good at waivers? Thanks. I don't know who that comment was, but that's really nice. Thanks for that question. I don't have a sponsor yet. I think I'm still kind of new to it. I'm obviously going to get in a bit of trouble for this. Yeah. And secondly, how to get so good at waivers? You just kind of have to feel and go with your gut. Waivers is, it's a lot like pool. It's all confidence. So you kind of pick in, look what you want, and just don't and ah about what's going on, and just pick the person you want, and then hopefully they do well, and picking up Bruce Brown, stuff like that, and it's just sort of rubbing in people's faces. So it's all about confidence. Thanks for the question. Next question is from Tom. Hi Jash, quick question for the mailbag. Fuck, marry, kill. Attracted the wrong clientele. Bingram and Bong, and Mark Bagley 3. Thanks. All right, this question, I like this question. I'm going to do it in 2 parts. The first, I'm going to do it on teams alone, and then the second one, I'm going to do the GMs of those teams. So the first one on the teams alone, I think I'd marry Bingram and Bong, because I think that's an incredible name. I'd kill Mark Bagley the third, just because I just don't like that name. And I think the name changes happened in the week that I played him. Was just a real pain in the ass. Which means I would to the wrong clientele, because you don't know what you're going to get each week. Now, as for the GMs, I think I'd marry the GM, Mark and Bagley 3. I think we just have a great relationship. I think we'd really bounce off each other, be really nice. I'd fuck the GM, Bingram and Bong. We'd have a great time, and therefore I'd kill the GM and attract to the wrong clientele, and he knows exactly why. Thanks for the question. Good insight. We mixed it up a bit in the mailbag. Next question. Is Jackpot must roster? 12-team non-cat. Jackpot's he doesn't play for the NBA. He plays for the Nunawading Division 8 Teals. He debuted tonight. I think he is must roster. I think he's going to come off from a low start, but he's going to get a lot of boards. He's going to get a lot of points. He has an incredible sort of 20-foot floater. He just goes in there. He's got to work out his mental a bit, and that's sort of something that we all have to do sometimes. But yeah, 5 points on debut, higher than the average of most of the team. So yeah, I reckon he's must roster. Next question from SDog659. Hi Josh, long time listener, first time caller. Good. Hope you call in for further ones. Any plans for a Patreon to do this full time? PS, fuck your land, would be cool. I don't know what that PS is about. I think I've missed something here, but oh yeah, never mind. It's who copyright strike me. Yeah, nah, fuck them. Great music, but just no really sense of camaraderie for the content creation. Any chance for Patreon? I don't think so. I think it's sort of trying to follow my career outside of the pod. Obviously, if the monetary value gets high enough, and the Patreon would help that, I think I need to get things rolling first before I put the Patreon out. We can do some, exclusive episodes where we get some guests in, and maybe I do one with my shirt off. Don't know, but Patreon, it is a far distant future, but I appreciate the insight that we're going to get that big. Almost as big as Josh's head here. Next question from Ben Scandler. Quickfire. Ewing, Robinson, Olajuwon, Kemp, Morning. Who would you take in the space and pace era? I'd take Ewing and Kemp. If I don't know how many I had to pick. You didn't specify, but I'm going to pick those two. Just because, yeah, they're cool. There you go. There's an answer there. Another one from Ben. Wondering if an expert can weigh in on a debate me and a few close pals have been having. Anthony Edwards. Whereabouts do you see him going in next year's draft? A few of us are split on him in the 5th round, but we can't see him going higher than the 4th. Cheers. Benjamin Kevin Scam. Thanks for the question, Ben. Ben Kev. I think Edwards will go in the 3rd. I think he went in the 3rd this year. I reckon it was accurate. I'm the only one that thinks so. I just think he's going to keep carving out that place. Him and D'Lo are going to go back to back in the 3. You might sort of get people more basketball smarts and pass it a bit more to Cat, because he's got such a utility there with his teammates. But yeah, I reckon you'll go in the 3rd, because I'll take him. Cole, again, what's the sound drop at the start of the video? That's actually you. That's you. It started off the parody of the colleagues podcast. So yeah, it's Cole. So man behind the curtain, the old Wizard of Oz. Yeah, it's Cole. He sort of says thanks, Josh. And the mail jingle from this one I just found on YouTube. Right95, would you like to know your thoughts on how you think the fantasy playoffs will go down, excluding attracted the wrong clientele, because he's obviously a lock-in for the chip? From what I can see in the standings at the moment, I think it's keep as of now. It's not going to be the same, but I haven't got the screen up. I'm looking in the background. So I reckon Key Portland's Winslow will lose to attracted the wrong clientele. I think King Anthony will lose to DeRozan. Ocean's 15 will beat Hey, okay, are you okay? Are you okay? And that one spicy people will unfortunately beat Big Dick Sick Nick, which then means that we've got that one spicy people versus Ocean 15, which I think that will come down to the line. Either of those will win, and DeRozan will smash whoever wins out of people and wins on the track to the clientele. Which that means in the grands we have DeRozan against let's just say Ocean's 15 for argument's sake, and that'll be a win for DeRoyston. So he's going to just run away with it after he's going to clean me up this week, have a bit of a buffer, and get himself, a good playoff spot. But thanks for the questions, analysis. We will hopefully be doing the pod if I don't give up across the playoffs. If I'm in them, definitely. If I'm not, I'll have to sort of be convinced to do it. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, good question. Thanks for Raro. Cole again, is time real? In today's society, it is. Uh, this is a very big question. I might have to start a new pod for this. But in short, I think time is real. I don't think we should harvest it. I don't think we should control it. I don't think we need to. I think society can live without the containment of time. But time is real. But I think it could be reduced to sort of day and night. Past, future, present, and kind of keep it at that. And everything sort of runs off our own circadian rhythm, which in essence is an essence of time. So good question, but if you'd like further expansion, read my thesis when it's done. Thanks for that, Cole. Daniel Walden. Hi, Jash. Thoughts on Schroeder? I hate him. Don't know why I hate him, but he's just one of those guys I don't like. That's it. That's kind of the core of it. Don't like him. So we'll move on from that one pretty quickly. And Tom, sorry, Josh. Last one, I swear. With all this talk with fantasy basketball, I'm wondering if you play in a real team. Imagine the team would be really good with such a sharp basketball mind like yours on the team. Tom, I actually do play for two basketball teams. I play for the Tears, and I also play for Manjit. And the Manjit team is it's a little hard for me. I do have to be one of the core scorers and shooting guards for the Teals. I personally think I'm on the run for MVP. Some other people in the team think otherwise. I think there's another player there that's sort of clear MVP. I reckon he gets a lot of boards, and his points average is up there. But if you check the Teal stats, I'm actually only about 3 points behind him. And the boards can come, but I think from a offensive perspective and general sort of team management and captaincy, I reckon I've got a chance. Yeah, so the Teals they're in their debut season this season. A couple of weeks left, and then we're done. And move on to the next season, and we might actually be opening our franchise even further. So yes, and the Manjit, we're top of the ladder. We might actually get moved up a grade because we got these three guys that came in a month ago, and they've just sort of carry us, and I kind of just sit at the back and miss shots. So it's a nice little mix. I play a lot of basketball. I do love it. So that's why I do this podcast and get into this sort of NBA spirit and basketball spirit a bit more. And yeah, so yes, I do get in basketball. Actually wearing the shorts, the jersey now. I don't know if you can see them because I took the jersey off, but there we are. A bit extra skin there for the mailbag. And I think that's all the questions. We're back. Yeah, that's all the questions. So we have had some complaints about time, so we sort of kept this one a bit short. But yeah, thank you all for submitting your mailbag questions. I'll organise a bit better of a mechanism to submit them. If you have any questions for the future, I reckon putting them on this video. So comment on this video, and we'll just make this one the one YouTube video for all the comments that you want to have in the future mailbag. We might do one at the end of the season, based by how the traffic goes. But yep, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode, whenever that is. As I said, we're on a bit of an all-star break at the moment, but coming into the end of next week, we might come back a bit stronger. We'll see how we go. That's all. As always, I'm your local fantasy analyst for my analyst team, not yours. Catch us later. Wait.